Rising, everybody. I'm going to be talking about how you can turn your hobbies into money. How you can turn what you like to do into what you love to do into what makes you money. Tap into this episode on March, Money March. Hashtag Money March. Comment hashtag Money March if you're watching the replay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Ed Talks Daily. Ed Talks Daily is a personal development podcast where I cut through Edward, aka the Holistic Motivator, and talk about different subjects holistically, not just your mind, not just your body, not just your spirit, but your money too. So a major focus this month is Money March, which just means finding different ways to increase the amount, how much money you make, right? Finding a way to keep the money you have, and finding a way to find something that you enjoy doing and do it. So it's not just about money, it's really about abundance. But Money March sounds better than Money Abundance or March Abundance. So it's Money March, okay? So thank you all for tapping in. Money March is sponsored by the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. The Holistic Lifestyle Tribe is a holistic community where not only do you meet amazing people who are seeking how to increase their wellness, but the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe is also about growth in all areas. This month we're talking about Money March, which is how you can increase your income. And we've been having different guests talk about investing, how you can turn your car into money, how you can turn what you know into money, how you can turn what you can show somebody else what to do on Zoom to money, how you can turn your talent into cash. These are the things we've been talking about this month. And I want to bring this episode to you to talk about how you can turn your hobbies into money. All right. So how do you turn your hobbies into money? First of all, we have to think about what are hobbies. What are hobbies? Like, what do you do as a hobby? So if you have a journal, make this active so you really get something out of it, right? This is like a little introspection period. So hobby. What do you do? What do you do for fun without getting paid? Like you literally carve out a time just to do this. It's like, that's pretty much play. It's like you love doing this thing so much that, I don't have to get paid. I'll do it for free because it's play. You go out of your way to do it. You spend your money to do it, yet you're still not getting paid. It's just a hobby. So let's find out what the actual definition of hobby is, okay? So I'm going to actually Google this right now, the definition of hobby. What's the definition of hobby? All right, let's look this up. A hobby is a enjoyable leisure activity that we engage in voluntarily and consistently when we're free from the demands of work. Listen to that, y'all. A hobby is an enjoyable leisure activity that we engage in voluntarily and consistently when we are free from the demands of work. So what is that saying? Something we do consistently, voluntarily, when we don't have any work, quote unquote, to do. What is that thing you've been doing like that? Think about it. Write that down. Okay, we're gonna make this, we're gonna do real-time work now, y'all. All right, now you got that written down. Let's look at a couple of words. Enjoyable. What do you enjoy to do? So reason why a lot of people don't live a life of joy because they just don't enjoy what they do. Most people, the day that most people dread is Monday morning. There are more heart attacks and other cardiovascular disease Monday morning than any other day of the week. And that's because every Monday people are not looking forward to go to work. And like Les Brown said, people are dying to go to work. So it's just to put a little comedic relief to, if we hate our jobs, why we keep doing it? And if we're temporarily doing it, how come we're not finding a way to turn what we love to do, an enjoyable and pleasurable experience, into an experience that makes us money? Why is that? Think about it. Back then, you had to have money to make money. Now you just need to have a hobby, turn it into something you do consistently, and then monetize the hobby, then you'll make money. Back then, you needed to put your money into creating the platform to share your gift. Now, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, Snapchat have created the platform for you. So now you don't need the platform, you just need your gift. You just need the hobby that you like to do. So let's say you like collecting things, or you like you just like singing or dancing, or you like food. All of these hobbies can be turned into money, and if you keep listening, I'm going to tell you how these hobbies can be turned into money. So think about the number one form of exchange in our world today is media exchange. The medium of exchange is media. Media meaning mediator, meaning a platform, meaning the thing that gives others exposure to. So when we put our stuff on social media, we are giving exposure to what we have. So media is the mediator between what we have and what other people know. Social media intermediates between you and everybody else. So no longer do you have to spend money building how to talk to the people. You just have to start to share what you love to do. What's your favorite YouTube channel that you watch? Do you know that they're actually making thousands and thousands, if not millions of dollars from YouTube? And do you know that their money is not coming just from because they're getting views, but they're getting money because they have brand sponsorships. So it pays to play, y'all. Your hobbies are the things you do voluntarily because you enjoy them. That's like playing. It pays to play. How about the kid that gets $23 million to play? Other kids watch the media and he gets paid and gets free toys from these toys companies. So even if you don't want to turn your hobby into money, you can turn your hobby into freebies. Listen, y'all, you can turn your hobby into freebies or money. Freebies are, you can get free stuff by just posting about Pokemon every day. If you post about Pokemon every day and you tag the Pokemon company, they're probably at some point they're going to want to send you something so you can wear it, so they can have brand awareness. So let's backtrack what I was saying here. I want to make sure we're getting the message. So what's going on, Sonia? Welcome. Shout out to Rose. So media, social media is the mediator between you and everybody else. When you start to put your hobby, talent, gift on that, what happens is you become media. Now you become a platform where other companies can serve other people through you. So now they want to pay you. So this is how you turn your hobby into money. You do what you love, you share it on this media platforms, you do it long enough consistently because you enjoy it, and you do it voluntarily. So a hobby is what you do that's enjoyable, leisure activity, voluntarily and consistently when you are free from demands of work. So here's the thing. Somebody's gonna say, but I have a job. I can't stay in my backyard and do the hobby of whatever. Okay, when you are free from work. So if you work 9 to 5, you should be playing 5 to 9. Let me say that again, y'all. If you work 9 to 5, you should be playing 5 to 9. When you go to work and you come home, you should be in your hobby. Okay, if your work is not enjoyable, at least have something to do when you get home that's enjoyable for you. I'm going to teach you how you can get in a flow state with your hobby, but so it serves both as play, both as a mental health activity, and a cultivation for what you're going to now sell. Let me give you a primary example. The Native Americans, they have these little sewing kits, or I'm not going to butcher what they have, but it's something that they make crafts with their hands. These crafts make actual products, threading and all these different things that are sellable in the marketplace. Now, because Native Americans are not all about money and stuff, share this video to 5 friends, y'all. They do it for the enjoyment of it. That's a hobby, and they do it, they wear it. So their product that they create, and they trade it with each other for other things. So here's what you can do. You work 5 to 9 or 9 to 5 when you get home, or whatever your hours are. And when you get home, you work 5 to 9. So you only need about 4 hours play to turn that play into profit if you do it consistently over time. This is real stuff, y'all. Don't take it lightly. I want you to listen to it and run with it, because I needed to hear this message at some point in my life, and I did take action, and it has brought me to where I'm at. My hobby makes me money. What I love to do makes me money. How I impact people and how I have fun makes me money. I love to indulge and think and share information and show movements and just be myself. That is my profession. So you can turn what you love to do into money by simply doing it consistently over time. You catching that drift? All right. So what is it that you're really good at, you do for fun, and you do it over time? I want you to give it some extra focus. And I want you to just say, if I was going to show or express to somebody why I love this, how I'm doing it, or just share a little piece of my life, how would I do that? Ask yourself this question right now, because when you do this, it's going to do something for you. If I was to just share my hobby with somebody that I know or don't know, so they can get a gist of what I like to do, how would I share that? Really think about it. Think about it, y'all. If I were to share what I love to do with somebody, a friend or a stranger, how would I do that? So some people are good with their hands. They're good with arts and crafts. They're good with their hands. Some people are good with their bodies. Their kinesthetics allow them to move a certain way. So they become fitness coaches, dance instructors, Qigong instructors, yoga teachers, athletes. Some people are good with their minds. So they become intellectuals, scientists, teachers. Some people are good with their mouth. So they become speakers, presenters, podcasters. Some people are good with their organization skills. So they become executive assistant. They become freelance assistants. They become coaches who teach people how to build structure. So before you turn your hobby into money, you have to think about, what do I love to do and what skill set is hidden in my hobby? So let's say your hobby is making bead necklaces. The skill set that lies in your hobby is that you can actually make products. It's a skill set of how to make products, be creative in how the product is going to come together as it relates to fashion. So you actually have a skill set in fashion, not just in creating bead necklaces. So you got to say, oh, and if I was to share how and why I love creating necklaces and what they mean to me, what would I say? And then all you got to do is then say that, show that, and be that on your social media, because that's the platform of communication. So think about it. Before anybody says, hey, let me see what you have to offer, you got to be able to show them what you have to offer. Before somebody want to buy your product, they have to see your product. What if I told you you are the product? So before anybody buys into you, your vision, your dream, what you offer, you got to sell them you. And to sell them you, you got to share you. So take your hobby, start media around your hobby. So that's written. Some people can write. Some people can speak. Some people can only speak on video because they feel comfortable speaking to video. Some people love audio because they don't feel comfortable on video. So some people can only write, but some people can shoot video and record audio. Some people can make flyers because they can put their thoughts in short posts and post those. Some people like to post pictures, right? Some people post pictures of their foods. So pictures of their food, picture of what they're doing, picture of their lifestyle, right? So I see what you said, mind, mouth, and body. So some people, what they do is they have different ways, mediums of sharing what they're good at. A medium is how you share. So think about it. There's a newspaper, there was the radio, and there was the TV. Remember when I said before, when you love to do something, you need to have a TV show for it. Like on NBC, CNS, CNBC, Fox, BET. Now, when you're good at something, you only need to have a social media platform for it. Because the platform revolution is social media. Media mediates what you're good at to everybody else. So if you're good at collecting cards, you're good at roller skating, you're good at dancing, singing, making necklaces, you're good at making holistic health products, you're good at whatever you're good at, you can share what you're good at in a way where people start to know you as the person that's good at it. So this is the stage where you're not yet monetizing it, you're just sharing how and what you do. You can show people how to do it. You can show people how you do it, or you can just show people what you're doing. Let me tell you how to do it. You can show people how to do it. You can show people what you're doing, or you can tell people why you're doing it. Show people how to do it, show them what you're doing, or tell them why you're doing it. You need all three, in fact. You need to let people know, why are you passionate about hair? Why are you passionate about your products? Why are you passionate about dancing? Why are you passionate about Qigong? Why are you passionate about making accessories? Why are you passionate about making clothes? They want to know why. Because people don't care how much you know or what you can do until they know how much you care. So you can show people, hey, I know how to do this. Hey, I know how to do that. Hey, I know how to do this. But if you don't tell them why, they don't care. So you have to have a reason behind the why. So when you started playing or singing or balleting or making products or knitting, why did you start doing it? Because you loved it, because it changed your life. Because it got you at peace. Because when you did it, it didn't do you. Those become the benefits. So first, your why just starts with passion. Then it becomes selling points. I want you to hear this. First is, listen, I started to do Qigong because I was an entrepreneur. I was really stressed. I was trying to find a way to calm down my mind while running my personal training business. While I was trying to do that, I worked out. It helped me de-stress, but I just tried to meditate. So when I went to meditate, I would sit down, try to breathe, but I just couldn't get my mind to calm down. So one day I met a teacher who taught me how to do certain breathing exercises and movement that worked at an energy level to calm me down and get me at peace. Now that I learned that, I got so excited it became my hobby. So I did Qigong every single morning and night. I wasn't teaching Qigong. I just talked to people about it. I tried to show people the Qi cups once in a while. I put a couple videos online, and I never got paid for doing it. I just enjoyed doing it, It solved my problem, so now I started to show people how to do it. So after showing people how to do Qigong, I now show other people how to do it. This is why I do Qigong, because it helped me reduce stress, it helped me calm down my mind, come with better ideas, and I want to show that to you. Would you like for me to show you how to do Qigong? If you want to do Qigong, go to tryqigong.com. So now this is a real life story, y'all. I didn't make this up. It's not crafted. Now I slowed it down in a way where you can get the pieces and change those words, those specific with you. But listen, here's what I just told you. I told you how I had a problem. I sought a solution and I found one. I did the solution because I enjoyed it. I did it outside of work. A hobby is something you do enjoyable, leisure activity, voluntarily and consistently when you're free from the obligations of work. So when I was free from working, I was doing Qigong. When I was free from working, I was just listening to podcasts. When I was free from working, I was reading books. When I was free from working, I was doing what I'm teaching. But now, what I did when I was free from working frees me from working. I want you, listen, can I get an amen on that one? What I did that freed me from working frees me from working. I never have to work again because this is the enjoyable leisure activity that I engage in voluntarily and consistently. The podcast is part of my hobby. I did the podcast as a hobby. So here's the practical thing. You can start a podcast to talk about your passion, saying your why, the what. This is why I started. This is what I'm sharing. This is who I am. You do it as a hobby long enough. Eventually, your hobby will make you money. So now let me tell you how I make money from my podcast. I can be making more as I get more platform. Listen. So Audible pays me every time somebody gets a free audiobook from Audible. If you never listen to any books, in fact, go to Audible, go to edtalksdaily.com/audible. Okay, let me drop that down right there. Go to edtalksdaily.com/audible. Just try that out and see how you can even keep that in your mind, right? If you click it, you do it, you're going to get the reverse engineer. And then get your free audiobook. Listen to the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, y'all. Great book. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. But Audible pays me $15 every time somebody signs up. You don't pay anything. However, I get compensated for it. Okay, here's another one. Skillshare, which is a platform that will teach you how to do anything. In fact, learn a new hobby from Skillshare. edtalksdaily.com/Skillshare. You can learn a new hobby from Skillshare, y'all. So I just dropped two things in the chat. edtalksdaily.com/audible, edtalksdaily.com/Skillshare. If you click any of those, you can learn about anything, either through a book or a course for the free. They're both pay me every time you do that. So that's a way to support the podcast. I did the podcast for free for 2 years as a hobby. I enjoyed it. I did it outside of work. But now the hobby makes me money literally from that sponsorship. In addition to that, the main reason, my why, is that I get to empower people every day. First of all, there's no way you're going to have the fire to do a podcast every day without getting paid if you don't have a reason behind it. First of all, the money can't be the goal. So I can't assume you're not there yet. The enjoyment of the task and the feeling of fulfillment you get for it that's the foundation. If it's not the foundation, you won't last. The fire won't have the oxygen to keep running, because when things don't go your way, the chances of quitting goes higher. So what you want to do is you want to stem it from, how do you want to serve in the world? What change do you want to make? What change do you want to make? How do you want to add something better? How do you want to express yourself out here? It has to be art. I'm expressing me. This is deeper than making money. You start by sharing your gift on social, so you turn your hobbies into money by putting it in text, video, audio. You stem it from a deeper meaning, and you keep your why, and you keep putting that out. And eventually, you get opportunities. But guess what? It's not the opportunities you get, but it's the fact that you become the opportunity. The hobbies that you share build you. It creates something within you. You start to build yourself. Look, I promise y'all, listen, y'all. If you start to say, this is what I love to do, and you just start to share what you love to do, what you're passionate about, it's going to create something within you, because guess what? When we do work that's not enjoyable, we have nothing to pull us, so we push ourselves to go to work. It's like we have to. But when we come from that 9 to 5 and we go to that 5 to 9, and it'll be like, yo, I get to make this Instagram post about this recent news that's going on, because I love to keep up with what's happening and express that. Or I'm about to make this amazing art. I'm about to write this article on self-care. I'm about to make this video on dancing, y'all. That pulls you. Then you have to say, hey, I got to get better so I can share more of this. You're like, hey, I need to learn how to grow this. As you search to grow your hobby, that search, that seeking helps you find and create the powerful being that resides within you, y'all. I'm telling you. So this is how it got started for me. I'm gonna tell you this, bro. If you took this message today and you went home and you started to craft and you started to share your hobby one way or the other, you took the message at home, you crafted the hobby one way or the other, you start sharing a piece of that hobby, and you did it consistently over time, every day. Here's what would happen. You would start to master something now, to the point where that mastery, only something amazing sprouts from that. You become a brand now. A man or woman who stands for nothing will fall for anything. But when you stand for something, they will come looking for you when they need you. When you stand for, this is what I enjoy, this is how I invest my life, this is what I want to create in the world, when somebody thinks of they need that, they're going to be like, yo, Melanin Waves, yo, Collective Guile, yo, like Dance for Mental Health, this is who I need to go to. Like, let me call Bina, right? They're going to come out for, they're like, yo, I need to go to It's a Vibe event that's coming up. They want to check out your stuff because you build a brand for you. Now you start to hold yourself to a standard. You can make money from your hobby, y'all. But it starts from sharing that. There's a stage in sharing your hobby that it doesn't pay your bank, but it pays your mental bank. It doesn't pay your Chase account, but it accounts you and it helps you stop chasing the bag. It holds you accountable to something. It might not add money to your bank account, but it's going to add value into your life. Whatever you're passionate about may not directly, automatically bring you abundance of money right away, but if you cultivate it, it'll create something in you that eventually you're going to be the type of person that's not going to settle. The type of person that does not just go through life and I just need to do the job for that. The type of person that says, I have something within me, I have something to bring out here, and I am not going to rest unless I bring this out here. And when you become that type of person, you didn't just turn your hobbies into money, but you turned your discipline into prosperity, y'all. And you want to be disciplined in something. It doesn't have to be anything that has to do with a typical job, y'all. Think about it. Jobs are becoming obsolete. They're becoming less important because the descriptions of jobs are changing. First of all, AI is taking over, y'all. Logistics is changing. We're living in a sharing economy. We're living in a subscription-based world. We're going to be subscribed to things, y'all. So we got to start to see what the world is happening. What is happening? Things are getting digitalized. Things are coming from like us doing business in person to us doing business with the world. We don't live in a local economy. We live in a global economy. What that means is you don't just make money in your neighborhood. You can make money across the world. All you need is internet, y'all, and your phone. A phone and internet connection is all you need to turn your hobbies into money. But the period that cultivates your brand is the period that you share a piece of you. Is when you finally say, what I have to offer is valuable and it needs to be heard. So you share it. More people resonate with it. They know you as that person. So they support whatever else you come up with. You can you could just have a vlog. And you do a vlog for 2 years. And you never get paid for YouTube. And then you launch your wellness company. Everybody who followed in the vlog, if you tell them this is what I finally launched, they're going to support you. Because you added value. You brought media into their lives. At some point after their 9 to 5, they were scrolling, as we all do, and they found a piece of your content that added value to their life. And it was like, thank you, or that made them smile. So they might not think about it like that, like thank you, but they're going to watch it again. They might follow you. They might share your post. That's ways of saying thank you. Guess what? You added value to their lives during that 5 to 9. So let me ask you this question. What if instead of consuming people's 5 to 9 content that they produce as a consumer, you start to produce the 9 to 5 content, the 5 to 9 content? What if instead of consuming the content that inspires somebody else, that inspires you, you start producing the content that inspires others? Now, like Melanin Wave says, you start to get messages about the value you add, how you help somebody, yo. Now, all of a sudden, guess what happens? Your sense of well-being, you feel like you're on a mission with life. You wake up with a different fire within you. You're fired up. You're like, let's go every day. You're not just living a mundane life. You're living a life of a creator, and you haven't made a single dime yet, and it's good enough. Because eventually, as you share that, it'll bring you the prosperity, because that's when you say, I'm going to turn over a new leaf and now I'm going to monetize my brand. But don't just monetize it right away. You got to build the why. For a while, I didn't have communities. I didn't have digital products. I did have personal training sessions. In fact, I had a product. But for a while, I stopped having a product and I just gave value to people. I just gave a tremendous value. I had interviews and shows, and I was on this TV network that was in the multiple islands. You'd be surprised how much, if you turn your hobby into YouTube content, you can be on TV, y'all. I used to think being on TV was crazy, amazing, or like unreachable. Then one day somebody said, why don't you pitch your show to this TV? And I was like, what? It works that way? Pitch my show that I did on YouTube and I barely got 50 views, I made no money from, that I have 7 seasons of? Pitch it to Island TV that goes in Haiti, Turcos, Bahamas, Miami, and 7 islands. You want me to pitch it to them? They're going to take my show on YouTube. The guy that's at Owl TV at FAU. I was like, okay, how does that work? He was like, well, you just got to find a producer. I'm like, what? So I went on Facebook. I was like, research. So I went on Facebook. I'm like, you mean I can turn my YouTube show into a TV show? I was like, let's get it. So I went on Instagram and I started looking for Island TV. I followed their pages, followed the Facebook page, and I went on their website. And then I went on the About page. I'm telling you, this is how you find decision makers. Their website, About page, and I was like, oh, executive producer, CEO. I was like, okay. So I clicked their profile picture. I couldn't find any contact information. So I'm like, okay, Facebook works. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Facebook and I'm gonna look through the book of faces. Hopefully I'll find this person's face. And that I did, ladies and gents. And I was like looking for the name. I still didn't come up to an email, but I found out that one of them was a DJ. So it goes down in the DMs. So I'm like, let me go to the DMs. So I'm like, let me go. So I DM'd this guy and I wrote in my journal. In fact, I have this whole thing written down. Okay, sent message to Nixon sent whoever this person is. Let me not put their name out. I'm like, sent message to this person. In fact, I'll put their name. His name is actually Nixon, y'all. If y'all trying to be on Island TV, you can pitch a show right now. Let me not hide the gems from y'all. So if I go, you could go to islandtv.tv and pitch a show right now. If it's good enough, you could be on TV and you can get sponsorships. I promise you. Now you're gonna say, okay, why are your show is not on TV? So one part of opportunities is that you don't want to mess your opportunities up. And this is where I keep it real with you. I was on TV for a whole year. People would say, I saw you on TV, and I'm like, oh snap, I'm big now. I'm like, oh, I'm on TV. They're like, yo, I saw you on Island TV. And I was on there for a whole year up until I got a call. And it really, really impacted me, because I remember some people are gonna doubt you, you know? And my dad doubted me. And he was like, yo, you're not gonna be on TV for long. And I was like, dang, you gonna say that the first time I gave the news? And then a year later, the producer called me and it was like, yo, you know what? We're no longer gonna go with your show. We love your show, but you haven't been sending your show on time. You've been lacking on it. I was like, yo, I'm like the one-man producer. I'm like, I find the guests, I book the guests, I book the studio, I set up the studio, I record it, I edit. You know, sometimes you're gonna have to do the rerun, boy, because I'm trying to catch up. I'm going to school, I'm doing all of this, bro. I need a team. So I didn't have the team. So that hindered it. Now, I can go back right now and pitch the show. But I went through a period in my life where I was like, I need to do something different now. I need to cultivate something within me. So when I go back out, I can have a team. I can learn from this. I can create, I can work on my brand. I can find myself. I can find my voice. And that I did. And literally the other night, I was like, now that I know what I know now, I just got to take all this information I know. And now I'm much more eloquent. I found my voice. I found how I communicate. I found my environment. I realized I love outdoor. I found my niche, my subject. I found who I want to have conversations with. So now it's only up from here. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating a new show that I'm going to pitch to a health channel. So I was on this health local channel when I showed the Qigong, and this representative came and called me, and she was like, yo, we want to bring this to our schools. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pitching the same stuff, my evolution self, to PBS. So I'm probably going to have a show on PBS, y'all. I'm going to speak it into existence. Some people say don't share your moves before you make them. I share them into existence, and I give them to you because the universe is full of abundance. So you could go and do it too, and we both can be on PBS. Like, I love to see all of us on PBS. Get what I'm saying? But that's just something I'm going to do because it's a market I can tap into. But guess what? You don't have to go to PBS, y'all. You just have to go on Instagram. You don't have to pitch to Island TV. You just have to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to go that far. You just need to go right where you are. Stop being a consumer and start being a producer. Along the way, you're going to have some failures. You're going to have some setbacks. You're going to have some times that seems like defeat. You're going to have some times where you doubt yourself. You're going to have some times where you're not too sure of your confidence. I used to look at my videos and I would cringe. But I would post it anyways. You're not always going to feel good about yourself, but you're going to have to do it anyways. That's courage. I would look at my videos sometimes and I'd be like, I wish I had better clothes, but I didn't. I was living out of a suitcase. Suitcase. I'm living out of a suitcase. And I wasn't living the life. I was going through it, y'all. So I did the content anyways. When I did the content when I didn't even have a house to do the content, I did it in the park. I didn't have a gym to train people. I trained them at their house. Your lack is not Like, your lack is not a problem, y'all. Somebody says, I don't have this, I don't have that. Yo, you think I have everything? I don't. Yo, I'm doing it every day because I turn my hobby into a passion, and I just do it, y'all. I'm not like, I don't have to do anything extra. I just have to tell you what I did in my life. You're going to find value in it, bro. I like, now that I think about it, if I just go back and what happened to my life and I just express them to you and I tell you what I did, it'll be valuable enough. I don't have to go in any books. Like, I can tell you how I turned hobbies into money. A hobby for me in high school was just making videos with my friend. Okay, there it is. I used to make videos after basketball practice, and I called it Life After Basketball Practice. And all we did was to have fun. I took my Metro PCS phone, y'all. I didn't have no iPhone. I had a Metro PCS. And you know what I'm talking about if you in the South or if you in the East Coast or whatever. But I had a Metro PCS phone. It was worse. This was like 2008. I'm shooting videos, putting it on YouTube of us having fun after basketball. And then it led to, I was like, oh, I can do that. That's cool. This is fun. I started making little inspirational videos because I used to play ball, and I would make videos. And then I make videos of me running track. And I was like, this is so fun. Then at church, I was like in choirs and the church. I recorded the choirs. I recorded the church services. I recorded the events. And I was like, oh, okay, here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is I'm going to start recording people's events. So I turned my hobby into money. So I said, listen, I could record your birthday party. I was 16. I was like, I could record your birthday party. But I used to undervalue myself. I was like, I'm going to charge you like $75. I didn't charge like I should have. I should have really waxed them with like $150, but I learned. So I was like, I'll do it for $75. So I showed up with my little phone camera, and I would record it, and I'll make them a video. A phone, Metro PCS. So somebody says, I don't have a camera, use your phone. So here's the next part of it. I said, I can turn this hobby into business. So I was like, I'm capturing people's memories. So I came up with a name, Priceless Capture. I was like, laughs, camera, satisfaction. So I started a business. So this is how I learned about entrepreneurship. So a lot of people don't really know that I've been doing this for a long time, and I know a lot about it. Now I've gained the confidence to share it with people. My issue was, here's what I thought, and I'm going to tell you what's holding most people stopping back from creating content. I thought I needed to make $1 million to just share my experience, what I know, what I'm good at, or else people wouldn't listen to me. So I held back what I knew, because if I shared what I really knew, they would say, how do you know this if you didn't do it yet? I'm like, well, I know it because I just know it, 1. 2, I studied it, 3. And 3, I'm actually on the process of doing it. I just haven't materialized it all the way. So I hid what I knew because I felt like I didn't embody fully everything I knew. So that hindered me, because when I spoke, my throat chakra gets affected. So here's what I'm saying. Your gift is not, the value of your gift is not based on what you have. The value of your gift is based on how much value you have it gives to you, and how much problem it solves for you, and how you can share that same value to someone else. So when I was just a videographer making videos for fun, I wasn't the best, but I had to get better. But guess what? If I thought that I needed to have the best videos or the best camera, I would never get started. So I just used what I had, where I was, and I shared a piece of what I currently had. As I got better and learned more about business, I sold Haitian patties and bought a camera, and then started to get a better camera, and then I learned how to get better software, and then I started making better videos for other people. I developed the skill of video making, and that skill of video making led to making content, led to making shows, which led to a TV show, which leads to everything I'm doing now. So I know it sounds like a rant. I'm going all in. I'm just all energized. But I'm showing you how All I did was something I loved. And now I do it every day, because not only am I doing videos, not only am I setting and recording, but I'm editing and creating video. I create the experience you watch. Not only am I the experience you're watching, me as an experience, I'm speaking, but I'm creating the experience. I'm editing it. I'm adding the video. I'm adding the sound. I'm adding the colors, the caption. Not only am I in the video, I'm making the video, and I'm posting the video, and I'm sharing the video. All because I learned I love making videos. So I made videos for other people. Then I made videos for myself. And then now I share all my other gifts through videos. I can go, man, I can go all day, y'all, but I don't think I will. And here's what I mean. From one gift, from one hobby, it created multiple streams of impact, which created multiple streams of income. So from knowing how to make video, it gave me the confidence to start a business. From learning how to start my first business, it gave me the confidence to say, oh, I could actually start a personal training business. All because I started with a hobby. If I didn't do it for free after my job, after working at Taco Bell, after working for Mr. Brockington, my chorus teacher, if I did it after selling Haitian patties and going to track practice, I wouldn't have had the confidence to start personal training business. Hence, there's a chance I wouldn't be here right now talking to you. It starts with what you love to do without making any money. So, here's what I meant by the quote this morning, if y'all read it. What was the quote? The quote was... Dang, did I just forget the quote? The quote from this morning, I might have to pull it up right quick. But I was talking about how you have to find a pillar activity, a pillar hobby that you're so passionate about that creates a yearn for you to learn how to do it, that you're going to be willing to go through storms, through tough times, and do it regardless of what happens. You're going to do it consistently over time, no matter what, because you love it. That will keep you long enough so you develop the skill sets so you could do anything else, put those same skill sets into it, and they will make you money. So when I started with just video making, it gave me enough passion to say I can learn business. It gave me a passion to start learning business plan, learning how to do it, to doing it, which gave me enough confidence to then start another business. From your hobby, you develop the confidence because you have something to share. From the sharing, you develop the confidence to say you can build. From the building, you build you. And when you build yourself, you can build anything else. You could build any other business from one thing that you were really, really loved. So that's how you start the process of turning your gifts, turning your hobbies into money. That's my message, y'all, and I am sticking to it. It's the Holistic Motivator. I want to thank y'all for tuning into this experience as I shared how to turn your hobbies into money. I'll go more specific, but it starts with creating content. It starts with tapping into the medium called social media and sharing what you know how to do, what you're good at, what you love to do. It's doing a 9 to 5 and then going home and enjoying your 5 to 9 by doing something you love, and then sharing enough of it so then your 5 to 9 becomes your 9 to 5, and then you don't even work 9 to 5 anymore, and you create a life where you're financially free and you're able to transform your entire life. So don't take this lightly. Don't let me throw the football, throw the energy, and you just ignore it. Run with it, y'all. These things changed my life. I listened to this guy called Gary Vee one day, a couple weeks, and I said I'm going to start a YouTube vlog. And then I said I'm going to start talking. And little did behold, who knew that the kid who didn't speak up until 3 years old would be a speaker, and a good one at that? Who knew that I would be able to touch people Who knew I would be able to express emotions? Who knew I'd be able to speak English when I didn't even speak English, well, I wasn't even born in this country? It started with just turning my hobby, creating content, doing it consistently, and then now I've grown and I've became who I am. See that? And just having a desire, using my gifts. So that's my message. I'm sticking to it. Get onto it. And if you like this episode, go to edtalksdaily.com, subscribe to listen, tap into the replay. If you're in the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe, you're going to get the full access to this video within a couple minutes after it's done, or if not, within the hour. So you'll be blessed to be able to see it. It's going to be on Instagram too. You could tap in. And with that being said, I invite y'all to tap into tomorrow's Rising Prime session. Every Rising group of wellness seekers and entrepreneurs, we link up, and what we do is we start our day with mental health check-in. We check in on different areas of our lives, our mental, our physical, our finances, and it's a concept of, am I looking at my life from a holistic lens? And then we do mindful movement. This includes breathing, moving exercises, even dancing, y'all, getting your energy flowing. That's going to elevate your spirit to peak state. Using that peak state, we then learn something to apply. Whether it's about nutrition, whether it's about finances. This month, we're focusing on Money March. So we've been talking about money a lot. We've been talking about abundance. So this month, we're going to be talking about money. Sometimes it's about a book we're reading. This month, we've been reading the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. We've been doing the meditations that go with it. And then we got the last portion, which are affirmations, in which we utilize all of that power we built and we go all the way in, and then we take that same energy, put it into our days, and we cultivate greatness with our lives. So if you want to start your day with that powerful morning rising routine, go to Rise and Prime with the period in between the ME. Rise and Prime with the dot in between the I and the ME. Okay? That's going to give you access to tomorrow's Rise and Prime session. I will see you there. And with that being said, have a wonderful, blessed day. Have a blessed day. Keep staying in power. Remember, you have the unlimited power in you to achieve whatever it is that you want, to create the person that you want to be, to turn your hobbies into money. But you got to start sharing it, cultivating it, and just being yourself. All right? With that being said, stay blessed, stay in your power, and I'm out. Peace.